What's up, people? I got it. Let me turn this up some. I was looking for my phone, but so I got charged with threat of violence because I said that I will fight for my constitutional rights of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. And so I went yesterday. I was at this. I went and met with this attorney, public defender, and I told him straight out. I said, "Dude, I'm gonna go pro per." He couldn't even understand the word pro per means. And then he goes, "Pro what? Pro per." And he goes, "Oh, pro se." I said, "Whatever, dude, but it's pro per. I got the right to defend myself and against false charges and this conspiracy here." So what happened was I turned myself in once I found out that there was a warrant for my arrest, which is a false arrest, false charges, false imprisonment, kidnap, the constitutional rights, violation of deprived of my privilege, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 14th, works. So when he said that yesterday, he said that the deputies that wrote the report won't be there. No. The Sixth Amendment, I got the right to cross-examine everybody that made a statement. There's no ifs and no buts. You're not gonna violate y'all not gonna violate my constitutional rights no more. That's the bottom line. And so that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I pulled up a case, and what the Superior Court ruled that most people don't understand is that it's under the Constitution also, is that the common law, is the real law. The employees, judges, DAs, court of the clerks, etc., etc. They already ruled that, and that's also in the Constitution, which is so funny. But people don't understand their rights no more. The rights is something that we cannot let these courts keep taking away under no circumstances. So when I told him, I said, this is straight conspiracy. I already know who did all of this to me again. And this shit's got to stop. It really do got to stop. It has to stop because this is out of hand, So I turned around, I pulled up another case where I'm gonna see if I could I found where it says here about no government official, no judge, no prosecutor, no DA, nothing has immunity from the law, right? And this was a case in the state of Florida. And it says here that the high court ruled in the state of Florida, the appellate court ruled in the state of Florida, which states that no justice, no judge, no prosecutor, no city attorney is immune from being prosecuted in violation of your civil rights and your constitutional rights. There's no such thing as immunity for any jurisdiction, any judge, and any prosecutor from being prosecuted for violation of your constitutional rights. They do not have immunity. It's out of Florida. And it's very interesting is how a lot of these states now is moving immunity, giving these people originally removing immunity from them so they can be prosecuted and they can be sued. It's amazing how some of these people, they get away with perjury, they get away with falsified documents, and yet they don't even understand is that you violated the constitutional rights by signing a warrant where you had no probable cause whatsoever to issue a warrant for anybody's arrest. because it says in the Constitution that you have to go to the grand jury. Yeah, it has to go to grand jury. Okay, and it says here, it is the duty of the common law grand jury to express all concerns. The grand jury is the only person that can grant an indictment against an individual, and that's common law, So when they file a charge on you, they got to go to a grand jury. So a DA does not have the law or the right to sign a warrant. The only one that can sign a warrant is a judge. A judge is the only one that's authorized to sign a warrant. They can't even rubber stamp. How we say rubber stamp is they can't rubber stamp their name on a warrant. The people that made that software already made that very, very clear. No court procedures can be rubber stamped. Their signature has to be there. Because that judge could be dead or something, or in prison, and they still signing that rubber stamp with his name on it. So the people that made that software made that very clear to all states. You cannot rubber stamp no legal document whatsoever. No court document, no divorce document, none of that. You can't do that. That software is not made for that. And that's also in the laws and also in the penal codes. But what is so ironic is that people don't even really look at what they're being charged with. This guy said a threat. I threatened someone. I didn't threaten nobody. The state is not a victim. To have a victim, it has to be a body. The state cannot be a victim. The state is an object, not a victim. The state cannot be a victim. No state can be a victim. No state whatsoever can be a victim. And it has to be probable cause. There was no probable cause to issue a warrant for my arrest for freedom of speech, freedom of the press, my constitutional rights, And before a warrant can be issued, it states that you got to issue a summary to appear, to answer to the charge. You got to issue a summary. No, this guy automatically just put a warrant out, violated my constitutional rights, my 14th Amendment. Just violated that, just overwent my 14th Amendment rights. Everything you could think of, he violated this here. He committed conspiracy, falsified a warrant. It wasn't put in front of a grand jury to verify if he had enough charges to even charge or issue a warrant for my arrest. And it's funny how he deprived me of my constitutional rights of freedom, liberty, and justice, and deprived me of my rights under color of law. Again, here we go again, under color of law. And it says here under color of law, section 18-242, deprived of rights under the color of law, whoever, under color of any laws, statutes, organs, regulations, religion, or customs, willfully subject any person in any state that deprives of any right shall be found under this title or imprisonment for not more than 1 year or both. You made up charges because this individual that keeps fucking with me let me see. I've been interviewed by the FBI, Homeland Security. They go through all my videos that I made. Man, you didn't terrorize nobody. You didn't threaten nobody. What is wrong with these idiots, man? And I'm tired of the same individual contacting all kinds of different law enforcement. This individual goes to different counties to the courthouses to file restraining orders on people. This individual gets denied in one county. She goes to another county and file restraining orders on individuals because of the color of their skin or because she just don't like them. That's hate. That's a hate crime. Anytime you file false charges and keep harassing someone is a hate crime. So I turned around, I looked up all of this here, and I'm like, are you really serious? You saying I violated what law? What law did I violate? So they say a threat. On who? The state cannot be a victim. The state cannot be a victim. There's only 3 ways that charges could be filed against an individual. 1, there are only 3 ways that a court can hear a criminal complaint. 1 or more of the person sign a sworn affidavit that has been injured. A prosecutor on behalf of the government bringing an action before the grand jury. Before the grand jury. Okay? The grand jury either indicts or does nothing. 3, the grand jury, its own will, can investigate and see if a law was violated. The grand jury, no prosecutor, no DA, no city attorney can file any damn thing without going to a grand jury. So I'm trying to figure out, well, how did this man turn around, this DA turn around, or prosecutor, whatever the hell you want to call him, turn around and issue a false warrant for my arrest. But I turned myself in and stuff, I got put out on bail, an OR. And it's funny how they just this person keeps on calling the FBI. They're pissed off, man. They're looking at charging this fucking individual. Yeah, they looking at charging her ass, man. Because they tired. They tired. I've been through so much hell because of this one individual, from discrimination, hate. And they even told me, they said, man, you guys to go ahead and do something because we're going to do something. We are going to do something because this is ridiculous. From 2020, since I divorced my wife, this individual has false allegations against me, committed perjury, false documents to the courts, got at my personal information from the courts, got at my Social Security, which is identity theft. They've been doing identity theft on me and everything else. And you tell me that we can't sue these individuals? Yeah, okay. Okay, right. We can't sue these individuals. Okay. It's funny how these people do not follow the letter of the law. They lie on their reports. And what was so ironic is that, so I told this attorney, we met up yesterday, and I told him, I said, man, look, I'll defend myself because this crime never took place, number one. They're in violation of my constitutional rights, and that's just what this is. I can say what the hell I want to say. The United States Superior Court already ruled it all over the world. Again, you can say what you want to say. You can curse the government out. We can fight the government. We got the right to sue the government. That's it, point blank. You can curse the judges out, DAs out. You can say whatever the hell you want to say. You can curse the police out. That's in the constitutional rights, First Amendment, freedom of speech. We have that right. But it takes dollar signs for these idiots to understand and for them to be removed from office to understand you cannot keep violating people's constitutional rights. This is a constitutional case now. This state ain't got a fucking thing to do with this state. Minnesota ain't got a fucking thing to do with it. This go to federal court now. And that's when I'm filing my motion to have it moved to federal court because you are in violation of my constitutional rights, freedom of speech, freedom of the press. You locked me up because of what I said. There was no threats. To say You're going to go by the law that protects you, come after a person by law that protects you and protects your constitutional right. That is not no threat. My father fought for the constitutional rights. His father fought for the constitutional rights of freedom, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, protection, freedom to be free in his own home. All the way down the line, they fought in every war for freedom. And it's amazing how these Republicans and some of them lousy Democrats is trying to wipe all of that away. It's amazing. It's really amazing how they trying to wipe it all away, you know. But like I told that attorney, and what he said to me, it just like blew my mind. He goes, I told him straight out. I said, look, let's get one thing clear here, mister. All right, I want you to understand right now. Your obligations is not to me, it's to the state. We already know this. I already know this. Your obligations is not to me. Your obligations is to the state of Minnesota because you're a public defender. You don't give a damn whether I go to jail or not. So I'll represent myself, and I got that right. But yet, also, I don't give you authority over me. You see? Because I don't understand how the hell this guy could bring up bogus charges, false charges on me, and a false arrest warrant, violate my constitutional rights. Because I said, I'm suing them. And they knew I was suing them because they knew what they did. See, that's the funny thing about it. I don't get this guy. It took all the way from different sheriff's departments. And I've been investigated, man, and looked at by the FBI, Homeland Security. And they just getting tired. They're getting tired of my name. They're getting tired of this individual keep calling everybody all over to have me locked up. But I forgot she's fucking white. That's how much hate this bitch has for me. This is a straight hate crime. She keeps calling up everybody on me. Homeland Security, FBI, and all of this. And it's so funny because before you can even issue a warrant, you got to issue a summons. Before you can even issue a summons, you got to go to the grand jury because you saying I committed a felony. All felony cases got to go in front of a grand jury and let them decide if this man violated something. And you know, the grand jury, this man didn't violate. He got the right of freedom of speech, freedom of the press. He got the right to say, I'm suing you. He got the right to say, I'm coming after you with everything what the law says that I got the right to do. That ain't no threat. That is no threat whatsoever. But I forgot because they white. I'm not having no more of this discrimination. I'm not having no more people lying on me, have me false arrested, false imprisonment. You know, I'm not having it no more. I'm not having it no more, man, because this shit is totally ridiculous. Every time I turn around, man, this individual keeps calling the police, making false statements, false allegations against me. And each time it's called, somebody's calling the FBI, giving my name and stuff. And they saying, okay, whatever. I didn't know nothing about that until somebody kept calling me saying they're trying to set you up again, Mr. Malillo. I didn't know nothing about the warrant. Didn't know nothing about nothing until I found out when I had to call. You know, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Officers of the court have no immunity when violating the constitutional rights from liberty. The right of action caused by any state related to the pride under color of law of a right, second by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, cannot claim immunity. No judge, no prosecutor, none of them can claim immunity. That's in the constitutional rights. That's in the constitutional rights. You know, there's so many cases here too, man. There's so many cases. These people cannot claim immunity no more. And it's always been in there. But they get the exception that, well, we have immunity, so you can't lock us up because we shot this person, we planted drugs on this person, we beat this person, we filed false charges on this person. A lot of states is removing that, which is good, because if they can have immunity, I should be able to have immunity, because it says all men are created equal. You cannot create one race better than the other race. That's a straight violation of the constitutional rights. Straight in violation of the constitutional rights. It is so amazing how people just let these son of bitches just do what they want to do to them, man. And I'm not having it no more, man. You know, I'm not having this no more from nobody to keep violating my constitutional rights. It's not happening no more. You know, and it's a shame how a person hates you so much, they turn around and they make false allegations against you, and they think they're getting away. See, that's the big thing about it. They actually believe that they're getting away. It is so funny. Like common law, the question in each juror's mind should be themselves, and if there's a injured party. An injured party. If there ain't no injured, you cannot claim the state, because the state's not an injured party. The state is not an injured party. So you got to bring an injured party into this case now. The state cannot be an injured party because the state of Minnesota is an object. It's in the constitutional rights and under common laws and in the Black Law Dictionary. The state is an object. The state of Minnesota and every state, the state of New York, Florida, Washington, D.C., all an object. There has to be an injured party. And there's no injured party. There's no injured party whatsoever. I got the right to sue. I got the right to let you know I'm going to sue you. I got the right to file my lawsuit in federal court. Now you opened up another door of me filing my lawsuit. And I'm going to go straight on through with it. You know, that's the bottom line. I'm getting tired of this individual and just keep calling the law on me. And some of them is just like, you know what? She keep doing this, she going to find herself in jail. This one, let me tell you what that FBI lady told me. She could be hit with the RICO Act under conspiracy, which she has committed, false testimony, which she has committed, and this person keeps doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. It went from one sheriff's department to the courthouse where I had my divorce in Gaylord. And I didn't even know that there was a warrant for my arrest. I'm like, they can't fuck with me. You know, I didn't know it until somebody kept calling me. And I was really disturbed. And I'm like, well, what the hell is this person talking about? A warrant? They're trying to do a warrant for your arrest, you know? I was shocked. I was literally shocked. How you gonna try to do a warrant for my arrest when I didn't commit no crime? Freedom of speech is not a crime. That's my constitutional right. Freedom of the press, that's not a crime. That's my constitutional right. I could video anybody I choose to. That was already proven in court. You know, this is the problem with society, man. Understand something, stupid people. You go in a store, you're being video recorded. No store department cannot tell you can't be video recorded in no store. There's signs. The United States Superior Court already ruled about people putting up signs, even on stores. No video recording in the store. That's bull. That carries no weight. You cannot enforce your own policy of video recording in any place, not in the federal courts, not in the federal buildings, not in the police departments. Those rules and regulations are not for citizens. Now, if you don't want to be recorded, then you have to take out, each department store has to take every camera down out of their department store. Use your head, people. They're recording your children. As soon as your ass walks out of a house and you go down the highway, you being recorded. But people are so stupid. Don't record me. Don't record. You already been recorded when you came out of the building. You already been recorded when you went into Walmart. You already been recorded when you went into Target. You that stupid. And I forgot. People in society has lost their minds. They are really that ignorant. They are really that ignorant. United States people are the ignorant people on the planet of the earth. It gets me how some of these white people say, go back to your country. Let's explain something for the last time, you racist people. You are not from the United States. You were put on a ship. All you rapists, murderers, and child molesters came from England. Your ancestors are all from England. Not one white person is from the United States. Not one white person is from the United States. So how dare you talk about immigrants when you're immigrants yourselves? You are the biggest immigrants and think y'all own the world. Y'all don't own a damn thing. But run off with your fucking mouths, man. Y'all don't own nothing. You know, and that's the bottom line, and that's the truth. Y'all don't own nothing. Y'all liars, y'all conspiracists, y'all cheaters, y'all drunks, you drug traffickers. Y'all don't own nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing. You commit conspiracy against the rights. You commit conspiracy against the under color of law. You know, and that's what y'all do. That's the bottom truth. Y'all are not from America. Y'all, white people, violated and killed the people that were here. And that punk governor, Don Sanchez, he needs to be put in prison. He violated every constitution right of race that you could think of. Everyone that went against the Constitution of the United States has caused treason. And every one of them that caused treason is supposed to be in federal prison, being held to be put to death. Anyone that caused treason against the Bill of Rights, the Constitutional rights, have to be put to death. That's what it says. That's what they used to do in the old days. When you committed treason against the Constitution, you was put to death. You know, and that fool, and the fool in Texas and Florida, I couldn't believe he said, stop saying something about white people didn't destroy America. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You raped the women. You killed the children and the men. And it's still going on as it is today. It's still going on as it is today. From Republicans to some Democrats get away with molesting, child sex trafficking. It's still going on this day. As of this day, it still goes on. So yeah, you did it, and that's the white history. You can't change history. You cannot change history, man. And all of that, I told y'all people before, high off Hitler. When these idiots talk about burning books and denying history, the white history is the dangerous history out there. And they are not from the United States. Go back to your country. That's what people need to start saying. Go back to your country. You know, and that's the bottom line. Is there an injured party? There is a common law procedures which states that for there to be a crime, there must be a victim. Corpus delicti state the state cannot be an injured party of a victim. The state cannot be an injured party of a victim. There can be no crime if there is no victim. This is what the grand jury just said, man. And everybody knows this. So these DAs and stuff and these judges, they come up with all of this stuff and they try to get away over the rules and regulations, which states that every crime that you commit has to go in front of a grand jury. And it's up to that grand jury to indict or let you leave it alone. Now, if you would have took this in my videos to the grand jury, they would have looked at this idiot. Are you that stupid? Are you really that stupid? You want us to violate this man's freedom of speech, First Amendment right. You want us to violate this man's First Amendment right. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of states right now are being sued for that shit. 1.7 million, 55.1 million, violating the First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, freedom of the press. A lot of states. Minnesota's one of them too. A lot of states are being sued for that. Even DAs, because you committed perjury, you committed fraud, you committed imprisonment. You violated my constitutional rights. As soon as you didn't even turn around and you said I was a dangerous man, put a felony warrant out for my arrest, which you see that blacks and Spanish are getting killed by deputies and punk ass sheriffs and punk ass cops for no reason. Unarmed people getting killed by these son of bitches. You endangered my life by your false arrests, your false charges, your false statements, and your perjury. You committed perjury on a court document of a warrant for my arrest. Wow. So I'm handling my case myself. I got the right to sue. Says it in the Constitution of Bill of Rights. I have the right to petition the courts to file my lawsuit. I have a right to get relief. I have a right to be free from all criminals. I have a right to be heard. I have that right. I have that right. And you see, when a judge threatens you to put you in jail, that's a threat. That's a terrorist threat and everything else. Because you cannot be held for any crimes whatsoever. That's in the Constitution. That's in the Constitution, And these people, man, because of the color of your skin, they file false charges on you. Conspiracy. Let's see what it says here. A criminal conspiracy exists when two or more people agree to commit almost any unlawful act, then take the same action towards its complainant. That's what every one of them did. Conspiracy. That's what everyone did. Was conspiracy against me. Now check this out. Any judge or officer of the government who does not comply with his or her oath of the office and protects the Constitution of the United States wars against the Constitution and in violation of conspiracy against the United States and the Constitution, and can be liable, sued, and charged. Right there. Right there. Cooper versus Aaron. 358 US 178 SCT 1401 1958. Any justice or judge violate their oath of office has committed treason against the United States Constitution. That was a case that was already heard by the United States Superior Court back in 1958. And they said in Cooper versus Aaron, 358 US 178 SCT 1401 1958, that they are liable for violation of oath of office. They can be sued, they can be prosecuted. That goes for all, because every individual took the oath of office. And if they did not have the oath of office, took the oath of office, they got to be removed. They have to be removed. They have to be removed and charged. They got to be charged with being a fake judge. They got to be charged with being a fake attorney. They got to be charged with being a fake DA. They got to be charged. They have to be charged. They have to be charged. And people don't understand that, man, where you got to stop letting this Justice Departments, these lousy ass DAs and stuff, violate your constitutional rights. Let me explain something to you. It says here, America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we at fault and losing our freedom, it would be destroyed by ourselves. Abraham Lincoln wrote that. The country knows this. Okay, the county sheriff is the last line of defense when it comes to upholding and defending the Constitution. The county sheriff is the last line of defense when it comes to upholding and defending the Constitution. The sheriff's duties and obligations go far beyond writing tickets, arresting criminals, and operating in a jail. The sheriff also has an obligation to protect the Constitution rights of the citizens in our country. This includes the right to free speech, the right to assemble, the right to bear arms. Remember the oath. It's in the Constitution. Sheriff took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution from enemies, foreign and domestic. It is in history of our world. It is the government that has betrayed the people, that has violated the freedom grounds to us by our Creator. They even violated that. They're saying to hell with God. They're going to do what they want to do, the government. And they can't. But we sit back and we got to start fighting for our rights. We cannot let these Republicans keep getting away with this. See, this is what I don't understand. Each Republican and them Democrats, they're supposed to be arrested because they committed treason against the Constitution, against human rights. They're supposed to be sitting in federal prison waiting to be executed. Says it in anybody that commits treason against the constitutional rights and against the people and human rights supposed to be put to death. Every Republican, every Democrat, every non-Democrat, non-Republican, from sheriff, deputy, police, whatever, they're supposed to be all put in federal prison waiting to be executed. That's what the Constitution of the right says. They have committed treason. They have not only committed treason, but they have committed treason against humanity. They have committed treason against humanity. And it's funny how these fools are not behind bars and not waiting to be sentenced. Every one of those fools should not have the ability to go nowhere but sitting in federal prison waiting to be executed, like the law says. When you commit treason against the United States and the Constitution, you're supposed to be executed. That's what it says in the Constitution. Anyone that goes against the Constitution, that they have committed treason. Anyone that took the oath of office and violated that oath of office has committed treason. And they have to be dealt with the right way. Back then, they used to take you in front of everybody outside in the street and hang you when you committed treason against the oath of office and the Constitution. They used to shoot you, hang you, throw bricks at you until you're dead. That's what they used to do. That's what they used to do. And then they said, no, we got a better way. Once these people swear to their oath, they are under oath of office, we get them like that. Our forefathers wasn't stupid. No Republican, no Democrat supposed to be richer than us. No Republican, no Democrat supposed to be richer than us under no circumstances. No circumstances. The Bill of Rights are there for us all. It belongs to the people, not to the government. Our constitutional rights belong to us. We put who we want in office. All of this discrimination and hate against African Americans and Spanish. Listen, white people, this is not your country. You are the hated people on the face of this earth right now. Then you want to hate China. China didn't do nothing to us. You did everything to us. You caused all of these problems with other countries. Our own government caused all of this treason, all of this conspiracy, all of the lies. Like somebody asked me the other day about my sisters. I said, yeah. And I said, you know what's so funny, though? What really gets me is that bin Laden never had nothing to do with 9/11. That was all Bush's problems. He caused 9/11. I'll say it again, because the United States wanted the oil out there. That was more precious than anything. So they invented 9/11. Our own government. See, if a plane going to crash into something, you're not supposed to get an explosion from underground. And that's what happened. If you really look at it, you see the explosion when a plane hit. Seconds before the plane hit, the explosion came from underground. When an explosion came from underground, that was C4. That's what they used, because dynamite fragments would have been there, you know, but the way that went underground, the explosion came from underground, under the parking structure, you know. So who can they blame? Let's blame anybody that's a Muslim that's on a flight. And that's what they did. And all y'all people fall for that. All y'all people fall for that bullshit. Number lies. They never had no nuclear weapons or nothing. And so now China's saying, fuck the United States, all of these other countries, we don't want your currency no more. You can't threaten us no more with this. You can't sanction us no more with your bullshit. We don't want you in our country no more. Other countries got the right to tell the United States, mind your damn business. Get out of our country. They're going to keep. Our own government is the one that is destroying within the United States. Says it in the Constitution of Rights. It's not going to be a foreign country or nobody that destroys us. It's going to be our own government destroying the United States. And that's what they're doing. I bet you Florida is hungry. Bet you Texas is hungry. No problem. And then you're talking about you want to go, our government talking about they want to go and have a war with Mexico? Are you that stupid? Oh, I forgot. Our government is that stupid. These people in office are that stupid. You want to, let me see, you want to go in a war with China. You want to go in a war with Mexico because Mexico don't want your ass out there no more. And they got that right because Mexico belongs to Mexican people. And if you notice, people all over the world, they're kicking Americans out. And guess who done that to us all? Our own government. Lying, conspiracide, cheating government. And let's get one thing clear here. It's impossible for the United States to run out of cash. That is one damn thing that's impossible because every country before the United States even involved in other countries' cash, we had our own currency. Other countries had their own currency. It's always been like that. They had their own currency. So no country is going to lose currency. We're not going to lose currency. It's just that our country ain't no good. Our currency in the United States ain't no good in other countries no more. They don't want it. Our own government did that to us. So don't listen to that bullshit. China's a mean country. China is the most beautifulest country in the world. Why does it take China a week to build something and it takes in the United States months? China could put up a whole damn neighborhood within a week or two, and it takes the United States construction people months. China, the Philippines, Korea, all over other countries. My father, his father fought for the constitutional rights and died for nothing. Died for nothing. And I told that attorney too. I said, dude, they're going to have to remove that military flag in that courtroom. No military flag is supposed to be in the courtroom under no circumstances. The flag that's supposed to be in the courtroom is supposed to be for peace, not a military flag with all the dressings and everything, the gold and all of that stuff. That's a military flag. I'm not in the military. And I'm not going to have you hear a case where you have no jurisdiction. Because I am not in the military, so that flag got to come out of the courts. That's a military flag. With all of the dressings and all that, that's a military flag. And I told that attorney, that's a military flag. I'm not going up in there. But I'm going pro per. I'm going pro per. The military flag has no right to be in the courts. Because we're not under military laws. We're not in the sea. We're not in a vessel. I'm not in the military. There's no reason why a military flag should be in the courtrooms. No reason whatsoever a military flag should be in the courtrooms. Under no circumstances. Under no circumstances, military flags should be in the courtrooms. And that's the bottom line. And they got military flags in the courtrooms. I'm trying to understand. Wait a minute. I'm not in the military anymore. I'm not in the military. How you got a military flag in the United States courts? That got to be removed. The flag is supposed to be a peace flag. Freedom and peace. Not a military flag. Because you see, a military court, you lose all your constitutional rights. You have no rights in military court. So why is it that you got a flag, a military flag, in the courthouse? I couldn't figure that out whatsoever, man. And I told that attorney, I'm not going up in that courtroom. I'm not in the military. That military flag has to come down. And that's the bottom line. Then I was reading up on these judges where they were mad because the military flag has to come down. What the hell are you mad for? The military flag should never be in a courtroom. The military flag should never be inside a courtroom. That has to be in military court. We're not under martial law. We're not under military law. That flag got to be removed or taken away. And there was a case, too, that I looked that up, too. And all flags in the courts that shows the dressing of a military flag supposed to have been removed. Supposed to have been removed. All military flags are supposed to have been removed. You know, and they got the military flag up there, and it's not even supposed to be there. It's right here about your constitutional rights under the Black Law Dictionary and under common law, and for juries, sheriffs, and bailiffs, and justices. And it's funny how once you get into all of this, man, you'll see how they just violated our constitutional rights. And they can't do it. That's the bottom line. They can't get away with it no more. They can't get away with it no more, man. People nowadays need to start saying, you know what? You don't have my consent. You don't got my consent. That's for damn sure. You don't got my consent, because I don't understand how the hell you're going to try to charge me with something when I didn't violate no constitutional rights. I didn't violate no state laws or no federal laws. So I don't understand how the hell you're going to turn around and charge me with, what was it again? Threats. Threats. Yeah, on my videos, I didn't threaten nobody. And it's funny because if I would have threatened anybody, YouTube would have sent me a letter like they always do. And when they tell me this individual is trying to have your channel changed and put down and all of this and all of that. And I'm like, okay, just keep an eye on it for me, man. He says, all right, man, don't worry about it, man, Shafiq. We're going to keep an eye on this motherfucker, man. We got his address and everything, you know, his stuff. So don't worry about nothing, man. We're going to keep an eye on this here. Because he's in straight violation of our policies. We don't give a damn. You didn't send a subpoena, a court order to go through this man's videos, even though they're online. You know, some things are freedom of speech and everything, but you still need a court order, you know. And why you didn't take this to the grand jury, that's what I don't understand. You're supposed to take this, claim this is a felony, you know. And check this out. Okay, disorderly conduct. How the hell is a disorderly conduct? Where the hell? See, I was reading up on the disorderly conduct law. That means being drunk or something, right? It ain't got a damn thing to do with in your house or somebody else's house and making videos. And how much hate and discrimination and racist profiling this motherfucker got from me. This is straight racial profiling and racist. Period. Period. You know, period. You know, and that's what it's about. You know, and now it's time to fight again. You know, I gotta fight for my innocence again, to prove my innocence. I gotta fight again. And they got a fight on their hands now, and that ain't no threat. Fighting for my freedom, fighting for my innocence, to prove my innocence is not a threat. It's not a threat. Under no circumstances, under any laws in the world, I got the right to fight for my freedom. I got the right to fight for what I believe in. I got the right to fight for the Constitution. Bill of Rights. I have that right. Common law says it. The Constitution says I have that right. I got that right. And no lousy DA, prosecutor, judges, and none of that is going to take that away from me. None. None is. None. So I'm doing my motion in case they want to go to trial to have this moved to federal court because this is in violation of my constitutional rights. And once I know as soon as I file a motion and stuff and suppressive evidence. And it's funny how the guy says, well, the judge is going to look at the videos and look at the police report. That police report is bogus. Because the first thing I'm going to handle is this is here. I'm taking this myself. I'm going pro per. And I'm going to say to the judge, I'm tired. This individual keeps harassing me. She has called the FBI, Homeland Security on me, so many people since 2020. This don't make no damn sense why she keeps getting away with this. She's supposed to be in jail. This is a hate crime what she's doing to me. This individual is supposed to be behind bars. Every time I turn around, it's something new, man. Hey, man, hey, Mr. Malillo, you think we could talk? Or who is this? Oh, this is FBI such and such, man. Are you busy? I said, no, I'm not busy. Is it again? She says, yeah, it's again, man. But we're just like, this person is so stupid. They building up something on her ass. You know, that's how stupid she is. You know, because one thing about Homeland Security and the FBI, they investigate. Let me see, you called me a terrorist. I'm not no terrorist. They see I have no money. They see I got nothing. So I'm not no terrorist. You know, Homeland Security investigated me. Who is this individual? So they looked up all of her stuff, man. You know, oh yeah, she was married to him and got a divorce and all of this, you know. Oh, your ex-wife used to live with this individual. Yeah. But she told the courts in some county oh yeah, you're talking about the false restraining order she put out on you. Yeah, I was reading that, and it says that she hasn't spoken to your ex-wife in over 5 years, but yet your ex-wife was living with her. Yeah, did you see the police report that the police where I live at did? Yeah, I saw that too. And we also saw the judge that handled that, where the judge did not take consideration by law she was supposed to. She ignored what this other judge said in your divorce decree and in your divorce papers. I said, yep. It is unethical for a judge to even go against another judge's ruling. Yeah, they got it all on her. But she don't even know how quick she about to lose everything. You know, she don't know how quick she's about to lose everything. They got a special hotline just for my name. They said, man, you got your own line here, man. You know? And this is straight. Everything this person is doing to me is called a hate crime. A hate crime. Everything she's accused me of and doing to me is a hate crime. False reporting. Falsely accusing me of a crime I've never committed. Saying I'm a terrorist. Calling me the N-word. This is all a hate crime. And the judge will know that tomorrow. All of this is because of her. What is a hate crime?
Here's the definition of hate crime. A crime, typically one involving violence, that is motivated by prejudice on the basis of ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, or similar grounds.
And that's what she's doing to me. A hate crime where she's supposed to be prosecuted, put in prison for 15 to 20 years. That's what she's doing to me. Who has been prosecuted for a hate crime? Let me see. A hate crime case exists. Hate crime prosecution. The Department of Justice prosecutors hate crimes, which includes act of physically and bodily harm, which includes false arrest, okay, under the statute of hate crime. The Department of Justice suggested prosecutors hate crimes, which includes acts of physically harmed, okay, threats, okay, based on race, color, creed, religion, or disability, all right? A hate crime also consists of filing false police reports on an individual just to have that individual arrested or investigated, okay? I mean, this individual is so stupid, you know, where it says right there about hate crimes, and oh man, it's funny how much hate this person has for me. You know, everything she has done to me is behind hate. You know, filing false allegations against me to different agencies, you know, file a false restraining order, you know, and you know what? I got something for y'all. How long does it take for perjury to last in the case in Minnesota? Okay, it says here, anyone that makes or believed to be a statement of true cases is guilty of perjury and may be sentenced as provided. Perjury laws in the state of Minnesota lasts 5 years. 5 years. They can still come after that individual for 5 years of perjury. In the state of Minnesota, rules and regulations. In the state of Minnesota, Rule 5, any person knowingly and intentionally commits or make any false statement or sign any document under penalty of perjury and knowing what they're saying is not true, has committed perjury. In the state of Minnesota, perjury case can last up to 5 years. They could be penalized and charged with perjury up to 5 years. Up to 5 years. 5 years. They could be charged, even for what they did in 2020, when they committed perjury on a legal document, falsified a restraining order. They could be charged with perjury in Minnesota. In California, what's the best thing about California? California is you commit perjury in California, you get in 10 years. California laws are more strong about perjury. When you lie on somebody and file false documents and false restraining order. So that's the difference about Minnesota and California. They don't play that shit. They don't play that. They investigate before you even have a right, you know, because women abuse the system. See, and then check this out, y'all. I got the okay to sue this company about the false restraining order. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Yeah. Perjury and filing a false restraining order on an individual get you 10 years in the state of California. It should give you 10 years in the state of Minnesota too. You know, and that's the bottom line, man. This individual need to leave me the fuck alone, man. You know, I mean, I got a flag outside my window. Pirate flag and shit, you know, and all kinds of different all kind of different flags out my window, man, just so they could watch me, to know what I'm doing. Okay, so you got Homeland Security that comes by my house. You got the FBI that comes by my house. And this man hasn't been nowhere. What the hell is this person talking about? And I got the best protection in the world, man. I got the best bodyguards in the world. I got Homeland Security and the FBI. I got the best bodyguards in the world, man. It is so hilarious, man. It is so hilarious. They even followed me to the courts yesterday when I went to go see the attorney. There's a car that sits out there, man, and just watches me, and then the other one comes, It was fucking hilarious, man. Yeah, he's on the move. Okay, we're right behind him. It was funny. It was so hilarious, man. And I'll never forget what the lady said to me. She goes, we went over the videos, Miss Malillo. We went over YouTube. Doesn't this, there's no state laws that he can file on you. If he did, it's in violation of your constitutional rights, freedom of speech, and he's going to be in violation of your 14th and 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and he's going to end up having charges against him, in a lawsuit, but let me see. Every agency saw your video, and oh yeah, you was upset. I said, hell yeah, I was upset. I got a right to be upset. I got a damn right to be upset. I was supposed to be in court, and the snowstorm stopped everybody from going to court. But Attorney Terry Watkins, his case, he was going to trial. He was starting trial. His court was postponed. This other attorney, her cases was postponed because of the snowstorm. I know a lot of attorneys whose cases was postponed. I called them up. Says, yeah, the court was closed. Everybody, if you was able to get home from the snow, you was lucky, but a lot of people left the courts early and stuff. But except for me on January 3rd. I was on my way to the courts. I left the house about 11:15, maybe 11:20. I got stuck on Highway 19. I slid because I had bad tires on my car. Snow all the way up to the tires over here, man. Snow was really high. And what I was supposed to go into the court for was I did a motion, and I also did an affidavit, which, understand, the affidavit still hasn't been answered. They refused to give me a court date on my affidavit, which is against the law and against court procedures, which is also in violation of my constitutional rights. I got a right to be heard. I got that right to be heard. So an affidavit is a sworn statement under penalty of perjury. Everything I put in my affidavit was the truth. And I got the judge removed off of the divorce case because of her hate and her discrimination against me. So I had her removed, and also in violation of the Disability Act, And so I got this one judge, and I don't have nothing for video and all of that, and I shouldn't have to do that. You're not gonna violate my rights. I got the right to be heard in court. Constitution says that. I got that right. I don't care about your rules and regulations. Your rules and regulations don't mean a damn thing. Your rules and regulations, the United States Superior Court already ruled all rules, regulations, and codes are for government employees, not the abided citizens. All rules and regulations and codes are for government employees, not the abided citizens. Not for citizens. Every code, every rule, every regulation is for government officials. every court clerk, every court judge, every sheriff, every deputy, every police officer. All of those rules are for those individuals, not the citizens. Not the citizens. So the attorney was moved off the case because the law firm is afraid of the lawsuit, because they're liable for his lawsuit. That law firm is liable for that attorney's lawsuit. An attorney is not allowed to testify. Not only did this attorney testify, but this attorney lied under penalty of perjury. He lied under his statement when he said, my ex did not drink. She used to drink all the time, man. Ever since she started hanging back out with such and such's ex-wife, she was going over her house every day from work, going drinking. Every day, drinking beer, drinking wine, smoking a weed, whatever. All right? My wife been drinking since we've been married. And I really hate when she used to come home because she was always drunk. I had to clean up her vomit, you know, and she always hits the garage. One day she came home and she ran into the garage. Dude, the door was wide open. The garage door was wide open. There's no way on God's green earth you can't just pull that car right into that spot. There's no reason why you had to hit the garage. No reason whatsoever. I was surprised that she didn't get stopped then for drunk driving. She was supposed to get stopped for drunk driving, you know. So I fixed the car and everything else, man, you know. And they say he said she don't drink or mess with drugs. He was a goddamn liar, man. That's what made me look. My wife used to smoke weed and sell weed, and I told her, get that shit up out of the house. I don't want that shit around me. We have never had alcohol in our house or drugs. Never. Because I don't believe in it. I think a person is weak if you got to drink. If you got to come to work smelling like alcohol, you need to be fired. If you got to come to work smelling like weed, you need to be fired. That's my personal opinion. Everybody got their own opinion, but that's my personal opinion. If you got to hit a woman, you ain't no man. You a punk. You a coward. You're scum of the earth. You got to put your hands on a woman. You nothing but a dog. And that same goes for a woman. A woman got to hit you all the time. She ain't nothing but a dog. You know? I used to get my ear pulled all the time, man, because I would say, well, I don't like what the fuck you saying to me. You know? I used to get my ear pulled in public. Got hit with a skillet. Got stabbed. But I never once called the law on her. Never once. Never once. No. And it's good because I'm over it now. Now I'm fighting. You know, I'm fighting for my freedom. And I'm going to continue fighting. I'm going to continue fighting for my constitutional rights. I have that right to fight. I have that right to fight. I have that right to fight in court. I have that right by common law and by the Constitution. My father, his father, his father's father, his father's father fought for the beliefs of the Constitution and the freedom of people. See? Oh, I got to show y'all something. Oh, man, I got to show y'all something. Somebody sent me this. I don't know who did it, though. But this is back home. Here's a picture from back home in New York. That's the Brooklyn Tower, man. I mean, the Brooklyn Bridge. And then you can see right here, the Twin Towers, man. That's the Twin Towers right there. That's the Twin Towers right there. I miss back home in New York. This is our Brooklyn Bridge right here. That's our Brooklyn Bridge. You know. That's our Brooklyn Bridge right there, and that's the Twin Towers. Now, over here would be the Statue of Liberty on this side. This is a church right here. That's St. Thomas. Oh, yeah, no, that's St. Peter's. That's St. Peter's Church right there, Catholic Church. Right there, that's the Catholic Church right there, which shouldn't even be that high. But yeah, this is 2000. Yeah, that's when the fog was out there in New York, man. Yeah, I don't know who sent it to me, though. I don't know who did it, but I thank them, though. I really do, man. That's back home, New York. Oh, we used to terrorize them people up there, man. Oh, man. Going across the Brooklyn Bridge and all of that stuff, man, was like, then you had the George Washington Bridge. That was the highest one. The George Washington Bridge was the highest. We used to have people that used to jump off that son of a bitch, man. You know, I did one time. I jumped off it and I landed right into the damn barge that takes all of the trash. See, New York is nothing but trash, man. New York is built off of the trash. The whole island is built off of trash. The whole island is built off of trash. You know, the whole island. There was Indians in New York, Indians in Buffalo, Indians all over the United States, man. Christopher Columbus didn't discover shit. He got his punk ass lost, man. You know, the first man, and it shows in history that came to the United States was an African American man. Shows that in history. So let me ask you, racist people. I'm gonna say y'all gonna be mad though, but y'all should be mad. Okay, y'all better look up who invented the hot water heater. I guess y'all better get your blankets ready because it was an African American woman that invented your furnace. Okay, who invented the potato chips? And y'all like to eat potato chips, Lay's, and all of that? African American. Who invented the vacuum? African American. It was a woman. Everything you got in your house was invented by African Americans, by Africans. You better look it up. Your white ancestors always stole from the music to everything, to the clothing, to everything. White people stole it all. See, now you maybe got some white. I haven't. All I've been seeing in Minnesota is some racist white people, man. Some really racist white people in Minnesota. They're straight racist, man. I don't even think I met maybe 2 people that are really not racist. Only 2. No, let me see. 4 people. 4 people I met that are really not racist. Only 4 people in this whole state of Minnesota. I only met 4 people that are really not racist people. As far as I know, they're not racist. You know, I don't know what they do in closed doors or whatever. That's their business. But towards me, they was not racist towards me whatsoever. You know, only 4 people. But the rest of society is some racist motherfuckers, man. You know, and I get so mad when I hear these idiots on the news, go back to your country. Please say that to me. I'm going to tell you something, man. Once you say that to me, that gives me every opportunity to go off on you, okay? Because you're not from this country. And then I see, what really cracks me up, I see Spanish people doing the same damn thing on all over the news, man. They're showing either Spanish or an Arab. How dare you, and Mexican, how dare you? With all of the hate they got from Mexicans, and you got the audacity to say that, and you're a Mexican? And then I see some of these black Republicans. Nah, you're not black. You a houseboy and a house girl. That's what you is. Uncle Tom. That's what you is. And it's funny. The first ones to cry about gun laws is when they start seeing these white people getting killed. Isn't that amazing? When they see these white kids getting killed in these schools by white kids. Now you want to talk about gun law? I tell you what, talk about gun laws when these cops and deputies go out here shooting innocent people, raiding innocent people's houses. Man, y'all ever come up to my house and raid my house without a warrant? Let's get one thing clear right now. I got the right to defend myself. The United States Superior Court already ruled that. They already ruled that. I got the right to defend myself, and I will defend myself. With everything God, Allah gave me, I will defend myself. Don't play that stupid shit with me, because I'm not letting y'all violate my constitutional rights no more, man. That's not happening. See, y'all people need to wake the hell up, man, because this individual's black. He ain't on your side. He a houseboy. Because they put this person in office, man, I keep telling y'all idiots, presidents don't run shit. Presidents of this country don't run shit. So y'all get all hooping mad and party. Oh man, this person right here, she's a black judge. She's a black justice. Oh yeah, we down for her. That don't mean shit. Where it counts is if she's going to obey by the Constitution and laws. That's where it counts. If she respects the oath of office that she took to protect the Constitution. I don't care what you are. If you took the oath and you respect and defend the Constitution, you're a beautiful person. I don't care if you're white, green, black, gay, purple. I don't care what you are. If you really protect the Constitution, then you're a beautiful person. I'm on your side 1,000%. People need to stop going by because this individual is black, because this is a black president. Obama was not the first black president. George Washington was never the first president. Y'all better look up your history. You cannot wipe out history. No one can wipe out history. No one can wipe out history, man. No one can wipe out history because history is always going to be there. You know, y'all got to wake the hell up, man. You know, and it's funny though, man, because y'all people, man, they talk so much about all of this and all of that, but yet it's funny. Y'all just letting that shit happen. No more talk. There ain't no more talk. We already know that the system is racist. We already know this. So it's time for the system to come down. It's time for us to fight for our constitutional rights. Like I'll give you an example here. It says here about a summons, okay? A warrant must be issued and be signed by a judge. There cannot be no rubber stamp warrant, okay? It's in the statement of summary, right there, from the laws, right there, okay? Right there. All right, a warrant must be issued and signed by a judge, no rubber stamp, by a judge who has jurisdiction, okay? Must state the facts showing jurisdiction, must be based upon probable cause, okay? Must name the offense committed, must contain an affidavit under oath. All I got was a copy of a warrant. I didn't get a summons like it's supposed to be. I was supposed to get a summons first. And if I didn't appear, then they can issue a warrant for my arrest. But nah, this white motherfucker put a warrant out on me because of my video. Yeah, because I said, you violate my constitutional rights. And I'm coming after every one of y'all under 1983 color law. You violated my constitutional rights. I got the right to fight a case in court. I got the right to fight for my constitutional rights. And you issue a false arrest, false warrant. You know what I signed under on everything? Under duress. Under duress. Oh, okay. Let's look up under duress. What does under duress mean?
According to law, Cornell University, duress refers to a situation where one person makes unlawful threats or otherwise engages in coercive behavior that causes another person to commit acts that they would otherwise not commit.
Under duress. What does it mean when you sign under duress?
According to Rocket Lawyer, being pressured to sign a contract under duress, also called coercion, means you're signing it against your will. In extreme cases, a party may threaten physical violence or even death unless you sign.
That's what happened to me. They put a death warrant out on me. I signed all documents under duress. All documents under duress. They threatened my life. This man put a death warrant out on my life. Knowingly, he willingly and fully knows that if I would have got stopped by any deputy or any police, I would have been killed because of my nationality. He knew this. And he a big fat white guy. He knew this, you know? And it's funny how he already did the harm to me. Now I gotta come after them by law, file my lawsuit. He already did the harm to me. Physical harm, mentally, threats. And I was looking at the warrant and I told that attorney, I said, you know, let me tell you how, let me explain something to y'all right now. Public defenders are not in for the people. Their duty is to the courts. That's their number one priority, is to the courts. Public defenders are not obligated to no defender. Their loyalty is to the courts. All public defenders' loyalty is to their master, the courts. So let's get that clear right now. All right? But I told him, I said, dude, judge never signed this warrant. He signed the warrant. And he didn't even sign it. He got a rubber stamp. No warrant should be stamped. No rubber stamp should be issued on any warrant in the United States. So it's right there under summaries. A warrant must be issued and signed by a judge who has jurisdiction. So I found out that this judge don't have jurisdiction because of the fact that he came from another county. So he doesn't have jurisdiction. He doesn't have personal jurisdiction. He doesn't have facts jurisdiction. He doesn't even have jurisdiction under the constitutional rights. Now I'm going to give you something else over here. All right? When describing suffering to the identity of him, most offense the warrant and the affidavit for inspection upon request. No handcuffs must be put on the individual. Must take immediately before a magistrate and hold me for no other purpose. Okay? Now this is funny right here. This is funny right here. Must take me immediately before a magistrate and hold me for no other purpose. No photographs or fingerprints shall be taken because the individual has to be found guilty before taking any pictures and fingerprints. It's in the law. In the law. In the law. Okay? Unlawful arrest is assault, battery. No officer of the courts, judges, prosecutors, DAs, city attorneys have immunity. There is no such thing as immunity for a false arrest case. No such thing as immunity for a false arrest case. They lose all that immunity shit. As a matter of fact, in the Constitution of Rights, it says there's no such thing as immunity. They have no immunity. because it also says all men are equal, all men are created equal. So if you got immunity, I got immunity. They have no immunity. That's bull. That's so they could try. They brought that up, you know, because there's no law in the United States that can back up that they have the right to have immunity. There's no law in the United States. Just a word. That don't mean shit. In the constitutional rights is what they have to go by, in the common law. In the Black Law Dictionary, there's no such thing as any justice department, any jurisdiction department, any sheriff, any judge, any prosecutor, any law enforcement, or anybody else has immunity. No such law. That's a rule. That's all it is, a rule. And it don't mean shit, because rules, constitutional rights, the constitutional rights override every rule and regulation. Every rule and regulation. It's funny how, you know, they don't even know the law, and yet they try to have you arrested. Isn't that amazing? Sick individuals. There was no probable cause. There was no burden of proof. Because now you interfered with my constitutional rights of freedom of speech and freedom of the press. Now I'm coming after everybody on this paperwork. You know, I got the right by law to sue. I got the right by law to take your house. I got that right by law, by the constitutional rights. I have that right to my free will, to my free speech. I have that constitutional right. I have that right to sue you. I have that right to win my lawsuit. I have that right to come after your paycheck. I have that right to come after your house, your car, your bank account, your savings account, your overseas accounts. I have that right. I have that right to collect all of that. I have that right. Constitution says I got that right. Hate, discrimination, racially profiled, falsified a warrant, and the warrant was no good. The warrant was really no good because there was no probable cause, and the judge never signed the warrant. You see, a judge has to sign a warrant. A judge. It says it in the Constitution. It says it right there in the book, too. A judge has to sign a warrant. It can't be a rubber stamp. Let me read this to you. No person shall be held to answer for any capital or otherwise information, if otherwise crimes. Okay? That's what it says. They have to be indicted by a grand jury. Indicted by a grand jury, except in a case arise in the land or navy forces or military. I'm not in military. You can't hold me in military court. See, it says unless in the land or naval forces or in the military, when the actual service is in time of war or public danger. I'm not a danger to the public. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy. This is the second time they're coming after me about my freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Second time. See, no person shall be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken from public use without just cause. You deprive me my constitutional rights. He put a false warrant, false allegations, false arrest, kidnapping. Man, let me tell you, man. Only California, these people get away with that shit, man. I mean, only in Minnesota, man. There's some racist motherfuckers in Minnesota. There's some racist motherfuckers in Minnesota, man. So this guy tells me, this attorney tells me, there's no such thing. So I, boom. Oh, yeah, what does it say right here? This right here is from the grand jury. Indictments by a grand jury. It says it right there. Nobody can be forced to stand trial for a serious or capital or otherwise infamous crimes, except in a military court or during declared war without having first been indicted. See that? Without first being indicted. Grand jury supposed to indict me for violation of my constitutional rights. No warrant shall be issued or rubber stamp whatsoever. A judge's signature has to be on all court documents of a warrant. Due process of law. The 14th Amendment underlines the appeal to only, meaning that it applies only to felony charges filed in federal court. See that? It says right there. Oh. Impeached by the courts as applied under the due process of laws. The 14th Amendment, meaning that it applies only to felony charges filed in federal court. See? Why this idiot didn't take these to federal court? Because he knew he couldn't win. They were like, wait a minute, dude, he has a right to say what he want to say. This man been investigated by the FBI, Homeland Security. He didn't break no law. Oh, I get it. Because he's African American, you want to come after this man on bogus charges. Because you're listening to this stupid white lady, you want to go after this man. You know how bad your career is going to be pretty soon, dude. That's what they probably said to him. So he went under the table, and he put his signature on a warrant, which carries no weight because it's void. It's invalid. It says it right there. You got to go. The judge is the only one that can authorize a warrant. The judge's signature. It cannot be a rubber stamp. In other words, a rubber stamp is when you got a lot of these, you got some of these judges that have their signature on a stamp already, and they just roll it up there, rubber stamp. That's against the law. It says it right there. It says it right there. A judge cannot rubber stamp nothing. No paperwork. A court cannot do it. When they did the software, that company specifically stated in their contracts to all courts, if you use my software, this software cannot be used for rubber stamping judges or court documents. You have to use your own signature. And they even said it in court records. They even said it in the appeals court, the appellate's court. They already said it in the United States, Washington, D.C., highest court of the land. They said it. All judges' signatures have to be their signature. Cannot be rubber stamped. No prosecutor, no DA has a right to issue a warrant for anyone's arrest without taking the case to the grand jury. Grand jury is the only ones that can indict everybody. Is a grand jury. Has the right to indict, hand down an indictment, file charges against the individual. It's a grand jury. A grand jury. Judge can issue a warrant, but his signature has to be on that warrant. Because you don't know if this person is dead or on vacation, and they just stamping the warrant. All right, Judge, you was on vacation, so we stamped your name on this warrant. Is that okay? Oh, yeah, that's okay. But guess what? When it backfires, wait a minute. Counselor. How can this judge sign this if he was on vacation? Rubber stamp signature does not carry no weight. Does not carry no weight. So I'm ready to fight again in court, man. I'm ready to fight again in court, which I have to do. Something's wrong, man. What the hell was that noise? Yeah, I gotta fight in court again for my rights. And that's a good thing, you know, because I'll be, like it says right there, man, by a grand jury. All felonies got to be brought to a grand jury to hand down an indictment. All felonies. Due process of law. The 14th Amendment, meaning that it applies only to felony charges filed in federal court. Peace out, people. Wake up, man. Wake up. All y'all need to wake up, man. Stop all of this racism shit. You got racist friends? Get rid of them, man. Get rid of them. It's not worth it, man. But I say it again. I say it again. I say it again. I told y'all the Republicans is trying to take away everyone's rights, man. They already burned books. High off Hitler. That's what they doing. They ain't allowing you to have nothing, you know. And believe it or not, Hitler wasn't really a bad guy, you know. And that's my personal opinion, you know. It's funny how we let the United States lie to us, our own government lie to us, betray us, just for somebody else's resources out of their country, you know. And it's funny how now they want to go into war with China, and now they want to start a war with Mexico. You know what? Send the Republicans and the Democrats there. That's what you do. The Republicans and Democrats, they go to war. I don't give a damn how old you are. You know, they go to war. And let's get one thing clear here right now. McCain, whatever the hell his name is, Speaker of the House. Social Security has nothing to do with the deficit. You a damn liar. Social Security has nothing to do with the deficit. How the hell can y'all turn around and deprive people of paper money when paper money is made in the United States? So that means that all mints are going to be closed down. No government has a right to open up any accounts with my name on it because that's identity theft. Okay? That's straight identity theft. You do not have my consent. You do not have my permission to open up any account under my name. You do not have that authority. You do not have that authority to do it for anyone in the United States because then you will cross the line where you have committed identity theft. And then our government has to be responsible and be put in prison for identity theft. But this for that idiot white guy, Speaker of the House, whatever the hell you call him in Washington, D.C., and that other prune-up white guy with the glasses. Social Security, this goes for every one of you Republicans and Democrats. Social Security has nothing to do with the deficit whatsoever. Social Security is paid into the Social Security funds from employee and payroll taxes. That's what Social Security is paid into. You had no right to take trillions of dollars out of Social Security. Now, what every person that votes should vote Republicans out of office. You try to stop the benefits, and any Democrat that goes against the benefits for VA, Social Security, Medi-Cal, Medicaid should be removed out of office. I told y'all people before, it's not the Democrats, maybe about 5 or 6 Democrats that are with the Republicans. Those individuals need to be moved out of office. If you are not for the Constitution and the people, you need to be out of office. Everything you own, you have committed treason against the United States. You're supposed to be put in federal prison waiting to be executed, like it says in the Constitutional rights. Anytime you go against the constitutional rights and an oath of office, you have committed treason. You have committed treason against your oath of office and against the people of the United States. You have committed treason, and you're supposed to be put to death. That's what it says in the Constitution. That's what it said. The forefathers put that one strong language in there, and another thing about nobody of government should make more money than a citizen. So they put a lot of things in there where y'all not supposed to get raises. Y'all got raises going on your vacation while people were starving. Businesses closing down. So what I see what's going to happen is it's not going to make it that far with all of this computer shit y'all want to do to everybody, because you're going to have so many lawsuits filling up the courthouses. You have no right to open up or to go through anybody's bank accounts. No one is above the laws. No human being is above another human being. It says it in the Constitution of Rights. All men are created equal. All men are created equal. So that idiot governor that tried to put a law, put into law in his state that nobody got the right to know his finances records. Yes, we do got that right. We do have that right to know if you're paying for prostitutes. We do have that right to know if you got kids all over the United States. We do have that right. See, if I was governor, everyone that went against the people, against the Bill of Rights, against your oath of office, I would put a warrant out for your arrest if you ever came to California. You would be put in prison because you violated your oath of office. You violated the constitutional rights. You have committed treason against the people. You have committed hate against humanity. If I was a governor, y'all come to California, you'll be locked up and put to death. You will be locked up and put to death. Because one thing I go for the Constitution that my father, his father, everyone fought for. I go by two things: the Bill of Rights and the people. I don't give a damn what you are, who you are, whatever. But if you racist, then I'm not for you. Because you are the immigrants that should not be in this country. This country belonged to the Indians. You slaughtered them. You killed them. You raped the women. White people have done that. White people have done that. You're not from America. You're from Europe. Your ancestors were rapists, murderers, cheaters, liars. All white race are from that, from Europe. Peace out. Wake up, people.